Okay, so I got this in my new amended TOS in California. I'm sure many California drivers got this, right? And when Uber does do this, you guys know you need to opt out every single time. We've talked about this, but we'll talk about it next week, show you guys how to opt out. But this caught my eye, Chris, okay? This was one of the addendums in there that clearly identifies that the CPUC, California Public Utilities Commission, that does not regulate the TNCs, but puts down the law about these types of things, which is unaccompanied minors, okay? The CPUC clearly says that nobody under 18, an unaccompanied minor, cannot be in an Uber, period. And we all had our stories for years about this issue. You go there, school, cancel. What happens? Literally 30 seconds later, as you're driving off, you get the same ping. Uber, Lyft, you guys need to understand this. If a driver is canceling and checking that box that says unaccompanied minor, and that's the reason they're canceling, one, it shouldn't move the cancellation rate. Two, you should put that rider who ordered, which is the parent of that kid or a teenager probably, in at least hour or 2 hour timeout so they cannot order the trip again immediately, or your systems should shut it down, period. Because driver is signaling you, telling you that this is an unaccompanied minor. We are Uber on the road. We are your representative. If I'm telling you I'm not doing it because I don't want to do this, because it's huge risk, massive risk for the drivers. And the sad thing is there are so many desperados out there, Chris, that I would cancel and move on. Literally, there'd be a car and I would pull over in a corner to see how long it's going to take some desperado to come pick up this child to take him home or school or whatever. And it happens every single time. People, don't do this. If you have a house, if you have anything to your name, if you have a bank account that's even a few $1,000s in it, whatever assets you have, you are toast if something goes wrong. If you have a crash with this unaccompanied minor in your car, there is no insurance policy. Zero. It's void and null. Okay? So I'm asking the CPUC. I'm in touch with the CPUC, okay? Because this I'm going to go to the bottom of this. There is a product that Uber brought out called Uber Teen. It is for 13 to 17-year-olds to order trips or food under their family account. According to the CPUC, this is in my TOS, and it's all of your TOSs. The CPUC says clearly, what is a 13 to 17-year-old in my car? Just because Uber circumvented this law and created this product called Uber Teen, because it's being ordered from a family account. Why is that changing, CPUC? I'm calling you out, CPUC. I sent you multiple emails, CPUC. And I'm going to put this video on Twitter, on LinkedIn, and I've been blasting this anyway. Man, CPUC is deaf. There are a bunch of idiots over there, right? On the other hand, there is another company that gives rides to children and teenagers called Hop, Skip, and Drive. My wife drives for them. It took her 3 months to get onboarded. Do you know why? Do you know why, people? One, she has to get fingerprinted. That takes a while. She has to go through the FBI background check. She has to go through a drug test because she's driving kids and teenagers. Why? Just because Uber creates this product called Uber Teen, all this law is being circumvented. Why? Why? If this is going to end badly, Chris, very badly, okay? And to me, the important thing is, why is there a double standard between Hop, Skip, and Drive and Uber? Those Uber drivers that Uber touts as highly rated drivers, they've been just through a watered-down background check. So, please, bottom line, definitely have a dash cam. We're giving 2 away. You put it to good use. 2, do not pick up unaccompanied minors, and the companies don't do anything about it. The companies, when a driver selects unaccompanied minor for cancellation reasons, that ping should not go out again, period. That's why the box is there for unaccompanied minor. And if you do these trips, and if something happens, one of you desperados out there, and I know there are many, you are toast for life. Trust me. So that's that.
Hey everyone, Sergio here with the Rideshare Guy. What do we say on Show Me the Money Club? Work smarter, not harder. If you aren't using the Solo app, which I have been for the past year and a half, you may be working a lot harder than you need to. Let's change that. Download the app, link your account where you can manage your income, track your expenses, as well as your taxes. Not only that, but you can plan by optimizing your time, make more money, and even guarantee your daily pay with guaranteed earnings. Download the Solo app today. Begin to work smarter, not harder. Link is in the description. Let's get back to it.
Well, a couple of things to say and kind of go with what you're saying. Good rant. I think that was probably one of your most.
I'm pissed about this Uber team, bro. I'm gonna bring this Uber team to an end.
It's well deserved. It's well deserved. I've seen a couple of schools are actually banning Uber from being able to come to their schools
I tweeted
and pick up or drop off students. So that is actually a big move right there, especially, and that's kind of to fight Uber Teen and what's going on there, because, you know, again, Uber Teen is not necessarily legal. And they've been
not in California.
Kind of, yeah, and they've been talking. I mean, that's pretty much been their business practice from the get-go. They just go into an area, whether they're licensed or not, and you know, then they'll just worry about it down the road when it comes to any legal issues or things like that. So the problem is these are kids. These are unaccompanied minors. They're 13, 18. I mean, and then there's also just unaccompanied minors in general. Not necessarily even if it's Uber Teen, but just in general. We've all had, you know,
Chris, Uber Teen are unaccompanied minors. Period.
Oh no, I know. But what I'm saying is, like, that's just if it's with the family account under the Uber Teen name. The problem is, there's still teens that are trying to get on that don't have that Uber Teen, and it'll say Uber X. And there's also kids that are younger than 13 that are trying. So whether it's Uber Teen or not, it's still unaccompanied minors. So yeah, it's definitely a big issue in my opinion as well too. And yes, this is, you know, a big reason why you should be having a dash camera, so you can have everything recorded just in the event something happens. And let me tell you, these little kids are friggin' piss pots, you know, they're little damn piss pots. And you know, they definitely need a little smack on their ass or something. You know, we got to bring that back. When it comes to
I'm telling you, man, this is like one of the 2-3 things I'm tackling this year. If the CPUC says clearly in that paragraph, which is in my terms of service, which came from Uber, and CPUC tells Uber, you cannot have unaccompanied minors in your cars. However, if you created this product called Uber Teen, because it's not coming directly from, you know, an adult's account, the trip is not being ordered, it's being ordered by the family account, it's okay then. No, it's not okay. And Uber, a teenager is an unaccompanied minor against the CPUC laws. So CPUC, I'm going to keep sending you emails. I'm going to actually blast this in the media until you respond and say, what is the reason for Uber circumventing the law by just creating a family account? I don't know. You need to explain this.
Brian. I think you need to call up Brian Merchant and see what's going on. He could talk
Brian
about
Merchant?
that.
Yeah. No, yeah. I'm working on it. Yeah, I'm working on it.
Yeah, why is it in California then? Good, very good question.
Exactly.
But we all know, again, Uber and Lyft have gone into areas and they're not legally allowed to operate there. And that was part of their growth. And they didn't care. It was just pretty much do it until the legal trouble came through, and then they'll deal with it at that point. And that's kind of the same thing here when it comes to it. So the question is, who's going to challenge when it comes to the legalities of Uber Teen and the product itself? And, obviously it's going to have to go state by state by state, because each state may be different. Some states may allow it, some states might not.
I'm sure they are.
But,
yeah. No, I mean, look, man, Governor Newsom, our wonderful Governor Newsom, I'm being facetious. He appointed the head of the CPUC, Reynolds. Okay, the CPUC has clear guidelines for these things. This Uber Teen product is illegal. CPUC, it's illegal. It's just illegal. Okay, and I don't know why your shenanigans is with Uber. I don't know how much lobbying power. I mean, I have a lot of lobbying power, and I'm not going to go that low to say that, oh yeah, you guys getting money, whatever. Look, I don't care. That's not the issue. This is going to end badly. There's going to be a bad apple Uber driver, which happens all the time with adults, right? There are Uber drivers who pick up these women. They're not even Uber drivers. Drunk women get in the car, they get sexually assaulted, and then Uber ends up with this massive lawsuit, right? And that person's life changes forever. Do you want this, Uber? Are you that hard up for cash, bro? Do you want this? Do you want a 13, 14, 15-year-old in somebody's car that you call highly rated driver, which is complete bullshit, right? At midnight? Is this where we're going here, right? I mean, I don't know. And what happens? God forbid something happens to that kid, and life has changed forever. Family's life has changed forever, and it's going to happen, because at their scale, Chris, definitely going to happen. And the first one in the news, I'm going to come on and say, I told you so. And then, maybe CPUC will go, oh shit, we shouldn't have done that. So yeah, CPUC, I'm after you.
Well, here's the thing. Some the Digital Learn Academy says drivers are starving, so they take risks they shouldn't.
Nope.
And
I don't care. Go stand at McDonald's and make $20. No.
Here's the thing. If you're only signed up on one platform, or if you're only doing one thing, and you're not, opening yourself up to others, then you're screwing your chances right there. Right there, you should be signing up for multiple platforms, as we discussed in our previous segment. So you have more tools in your toolbox, as Sergio always puts it. But basically, it's just you're opening yourself up to the highest bidder. These companies then have to bid for your time, and whoever is going to make it better or pay you better is the one that you're going to take. So that way, you don't have to rely on these either illegal or Uber Teen requests, or these problematic requests, and you don't have to deal with that. You don't have to be desperate at that point. That's when you can start making things work for you. But the thing is, you have to take those steps to sign up for multiple platforms, do multiple things, think outside the box when it comes to it. If things aren't working for you currently, you may have to switch it up a little bit and try different things that are happening, whether it's different times that you're going out, whether it's being more stringent on certain aspects, opening yourself up to more platforms. Maybe you don't like food delivery, but you have to may do food delivery for the time being. There's a lot of different things, but you don't have to take these rides that you're not supposed to, like unaccompanied minors, like kids without car seats, like too many rides, too many passengers in the car, whether it's an X or an XL. If they need to order an XL, or they need to order 2 cars, tell them sorry, but no, or you will wait for them if they want to order a second car or whatever. Those things. Make sure that it's always within the legal requirements. So if something does particularly happen on that ride, you're not shit out of luck.
Yep. I mean, look, man, if you're that desperate, there's staying at McDonald's for $20. Because I'm telling you, people are, stupid is what stupid does. I'm telling you guys, unequivocally, Uber and Lyft both will pull their hands off the case and say, you shouldn't have given that trip anyway. It's against the terms of service. There's no coverage. You don't think that kid's family is going to sue your ass or put a lien on your lifetime earnings going forward? God forbid something happens. You don't think so? It will happen. So not worth the $5, not worth the $10. There's other ones. Cancel and move on. And I definitely blame the companies. This has been going on for a decade now. They don't have some sort of gate that if a driver picks cancellation reason as unaccompanied minor, that ping should not go out again. It should not travel to going to some desperado so they can come pick him up. That ping should be killed, period. That's why you have that box there, Uber and Lyft. That's why. That's why I'm picking that box, because it's against your terms of service. I'm following your rules. So, yeah. Yeah. So that's it.
And the last thing I'm going to say on that before we go to our contest winners is, it's quite sad that the way that they've set it up is that these are the laws or the things that you need to follow. These are the terms. These are what you should be doing when you're driving, or not what you should be doing when you're driving, but don't really pay attention to it. Go ahead and take it anyway. That's their problem. And they should have never had that go from the get-go. They should have always been, look, you can't do that. Make sure you don't. And put it instill it into the passenger as well too. But they don't. They never did. They're like, oh, well, we'll take the money. Screw it. We get the ride, and
because they have no risk. They have no risk
in there. Just so it covers our ass, but it doesn't cover your ass.
As if there's anything zero risk trip, Chris, for Uber and Lyft, is the unaccompanied minor trip. They have zero risk, zero, because they will pull their hands out and say, "You're on your own, buddy. You shouldn't have done it." If you don't get caught, yeah, we'll pay you for it. But if you do get caught, and God forbid a crash happens, something else happens, you're on your own, because it was against the TOS anyway. So Uber and Lyft have no risk in stopping this, and they will not. It's been going on for a decade.
Yeah, and it's not just unaccompanied minors, but it's also the car seat issue. I know it's a pain in the ass to carry a car seat around, especially if you're going to the mall or picking up from the mall and stuff like that. I know it's a pain in the ass, but you know what? You and I and everybody are not above the law when it comes to personal vehicles and passenger vehicles. We are not taxis, which, in New York State, you do not have to have a child in a car seat in a taxi. They're like grandfathered into that particular, or they're waived from that law. But as a rideshare driver, you still have to follow the law of having a car seat. So if a kid comes in, they're not in the car seat, guess what? That's on you as the driver if anything goes wrong. And I'm not willing to take that risk. And I know a lot of other drivers aren't, but there's a lot of dumbasses out there who will. Do not be a dumbass.
Yep. Let's end on that one. Don't be a dumbass. There you go.
All right, thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club, with Sergio and myself, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you get notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content. Make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.